Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's weekly horoscope from the 30th of October right up until the 5th of November. So Mars goes into station retrograde today. I'm going to make a separate recording about this, so add it to the playlist, so look there for it. Also today, on the 30th of October, the Sun makes a Sesquiquadrate to Neptune, which can drive some of you to escape reality in any way possible. Attempting to numb yourself to any pain, self-deception can be high, as well as controlling behaviour right now. People can try and block your plans, causing disappointment. Travel, music and art can help you feel more emotionally, spiritually and psychologically stable right now. Venus also makes a sesquiquadrate to Mars, which can make people blow hot and cold, saying one thing and doing the next, which can cause disappointment, and that worse endings in relationships can happen as well. And people can come on too strong, being too intense, mistaking a hookup for romance. And at worst, they can be cheating and violence due to uncontrollable emotions and lies. Just try and be honest and watch out for this obsessive behaviour in others and protect yourself from it. On the 31st of October, the moon enters the constellation of Capricorn. When the moon enters the constellation of Capricorn, and people generally are more concerned with their careers and public matters and what is practical and profitable, usually pushing emotions aside and just getting on with it. There can also be an increase in socialising and networking for career or other professional reasons. You and others can become more formal and uncaring at this time, which can be bad news for intimacy in relationships. However, this is a good energy to organise and become more disciplined in thought and action. Making a financial plan for your old age or helping others to do so is also a perfect use of this vibration, as all other types of financial and material planning. Relieving any stress you have about your financial, spiritual, physical, psychological and emotional health and security in positive ways. So just looking into ideas, how can you better yourself, whether it be seeking out financial advisor if you can afford that, or looking online, asking friends and family for support, or thinking about applying for a new career, going back into education, taking online courses. Some of you have been making like a 1-2 month plan. Other of you can use this energy to make like a 3-5 year plan in order to create better stability for yourself in all areas. Negatively, the moon transiting in Capricorn can cause arguments over money and possessions. People can be more withdrawn, pessimistic and depressed than usual, and fearful of trying new things or hearing fresh ideas, or even talking about emotions. Just be like, don't want to hear it, don't want to deal with it, just want to bury myself in my work. And this can be a good strategy for some of you, especially if you're more emotional type and you struggle with usually focusing on the matter that's on hand. Capricorn energy can really get you to focus on your personal career goals, and it's also a good energy to use to, in general, just concentrating on business, household and other practical matters or problems. But just watch out for being too excessive in not wanting to face your emotions right now and becoming egotistical and just like, well, I just want to do my work, don't care about your emotions, especially if you're in any intimate relationships or business partnerships or co-workers or with your boss, with anyone in authority, because this can backfire and have long-term repercussions. Because some of you may sort out those who you're intimate with without explanation. This can cause trouble. Just try and give explanations, or just explain you talking about emotions or anything else that's serious off to another day. And although you may feel more emotionally reserved than other times, it's best to speak to or you come into contact with sensitivity and understanding. Do all you can to avoid excess, pick your battles wisely and protect your reputation by being ethical and direct. It's an excellent time to help any children or anyone younger than you whose lives you're involved with, or who comes to you right now with their career or educational progress or anything else that they're worried about. When the moon is in Capricorn, it's good for gardeners to plant or forms of root crops because it supports rapid healing and excessive root growth, increasing final yield. It's also perfect energy to fertilise and prune your garden as it will recover quickly. On the 1st of November, the moon enters its first quarter moon phase, so you may find yourself wanting to focus more on overcoming obstacles and increasing your career, relationships or personal development commitments. When the moon enters its first quarter phase, you may make your mind up to succeed at your goals, feeling more braver, more willpower. So it's the sort of energy that just helps you to just be like, forget it. Life challenges are always going to come. I'm just going to try and do the best with what I have, and to just, if it takes you 10 years to do something that it takes someone else to do in 6 months, you don't care. You're just like, I'm going to do it, and when it's finished, it's finished. There can also be an increase in creative artistic expression when the moon's in its first quarter phase. Negatively, you can become more impulsive in words and actions, and conflict can occur between what you want to do and what you need to do, and people can be temperamental. Also, on the 1st of November, the sun enters the Via Combusta phase. So at worst, your ego and willpower can make you carry out dark actions or be caustic with your words. Right now, to just watch out for that. There's also good energy that ties into the first quarter moon that can make you just keep on going even though you've got tears in your eyes, sort of thing. When the sun is Via Combusta, it simply means that it's moving across the 15th degree of Libra and the 15th degree of Scorpio. So it's those 30 degrees from the 15 degrees of Libra to Scorpio, and that's when a planet, in this case the sun, is Via Combusta. So when the sun's Via Combusta, there can be delays in the things you're waiting on, which can cause frustration. But out of this frustration, new ideas can be born. Going low to get high and walking through the darkness to get to the light are the key themes of this transit. And often we humans can feel our dark emotions and anything dark, such as pessimism, apathy and anger, because they can scare us, like, whoa. But yeah, so yeah, if you're willing to work for these feelings, asking yourself where they originated from, instead of numbing yourself to them, and although it can be painful, get help if you need to, from a therapist or anyone else that can help you. Because although the revelations that can come about can be traumatic, if you're willing to do the work to heal and manage the intensity, you may find awareness and a newfound self-respect, love and forgiveness and understanding, and just being willing to just accept yourself and others for who and what you are, with patience and dedication. Esoterically, when the sun is Via Combusta, this is the chance to start thinking about the things that will make you happy, rather than let societal and other expectations hold you back. And remember, the darkest of times often brings us to our finest hours. So yeah, that's the 1st of November. On the 2nd of November, the moon's void of course starts at 22 minutes past midnight, and that's GMT time. And remember, I work with constellational Vedic astrology, which is based on where the luminaries, sun and moon and all the other planets are at any given time. So when the moon's in void of course, it simply means that you may want to delay important matters if you feel like you cannot deal with them right now. Also at 9:47 a.m, the moon enters the constellation of Aquarius. So some people may be more detached than normal emotionally, but generally there can be more friendliness and charitableness in the air, people helping each other and being focusing on humanitarian causes and matters. You may be open to accepting new ideas and people and trying new activities more than usual at this time. You may socialise more with friends or co-workers. Some of you may join or deepen your commitment to charitable organisations, stepping up to take a leadership role, networking and making new professional or authoritative connections that can help you now or at a later date is also possible at this time under the Aquarius moon phase. If you feel confident, now is the time to approach people in power for guidance. This is also a good time to research or buy technological or scientific appliances and spend time on group, music, educational, entertainment or social activities, because this can make you feel more at ease, or some of you may meet someone special, or going with your partner and your intimate partner or friends that you have can, strengthen their connection there. Some of you may find yourself more open to the occult and other deeper meanings of life and inventive ideas and deep medical kind of scientific and technological sort of knowledge at this time as well. There can also be a strong urge to express yourself more authentically and have more freedom. Negatively, people can use subtle tactics to get what they want or try to dominate others, which can cause resentment and arguments. People can be fickler now, changing their mind, saying, yeah, I want to do this, and then saying, no, I don't want to do it, blowing hot and cold and being more unpredictable than usual, which can cause you and others to be impractical or unreliable. You can start new ideas, this is all great, but know that the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in one day. It takes planning and strategy and getting back up after each fall to bring your dreams into reality. The best use of the moon transiting in Aquarius is to look after your close relationships. Do all you can to help yourself, your family and or your community right now. Be open to original and innovative concepts, like I said, and work with restrictions rather than rebel too much. And that's not to say don't seek your freedom and all the rest of it and assert yourself, but pick your battles wisely. That's all I'm saying. And be considerate of other people's feelings and emotions right now as well, even though you may personally be detached from them at the moment. Appreciate that not everyone's going to feel this way. When the moon is in the constellation of Aquarius, it's an excellent time to trim your plants and to store and plant bulbs and to sow chives, onions, leeks, shallot, garlic, amaryllis, tulips, daffodils and lily seeds, if you can still do that. In the country that you're in England, we can't be doing daffodils and lilies, I think, unless we're growing them into some kind of hot house indoors. But yeah, also perfect time to get rid of parasites, domesticate in your garden if you want to slow growth for any reason as well, so training your plants and stuff like that, and trimming the roots and all the other things that can stunt growth if you're limited in space. It's also excellent time to plant onions, apparently, according to ancient knowledge, when the moon's in Aquarius, because it will bring in a bigger harvest at harvest time. Also on the 2nd of November, Mercury makes a BiQuintile to Jupiter, which is suitable for all writers and content creators and supports the formulation of bold ideas and business, especially those involving alternative healing, science and technology, social enterprise and philosophy. So again, this energy is aiding that moon in Aquarius energy that says go ahead and work with all these sort of innovative new ideas. Venus also makes a quincunx to Chiron, and this can bring deep wounds, especially those related to self-esteem, rejection, values, appearance and relationships to the surface. You may feel this energy more if you have strong Venus, Chiron, 7th and 2nd house placements in your chart. The highest use, although it can bring difficulties, of Venus, Quincunx, Chiron is that it allows you to confront, understand and heal and manage any wounds or traumas that come up right now as well. So yeah, that's the 2nd of November. On the 3rd of November, the moon goes into void, of course, again at 8:43 and stays there until tomorrow. Also, void, of course, means that the moon is not making any major aspect like conjunct, trine, square and opposition, but it can still, and it does still make minor aspects such as sesquiquadrate and quintiles and biquintiles. So also Venus makes a sesquiquadrate to Jupiter today, which is good energy for date night and having other fun plans and cooking and appreciating art and music. Also taking care of your appearance and doing any inner work that you want to do. And although this is like subtle energy, it supports us socializing and indulgence, just having a good time, but don't do too much, because they do say that too much of a good thing is not good at all. So still enjoy yourself, Self-care is also well supported, so if you're single, look after yourself, have a nice bath or shower, cook yourself a nice meal, date yourself, and if you do feel like crap, which we all can do, just try and do whatever it is in a non-toxicating way to just make yourself feel better. And also there can be deception or other events that cause suffering in intimate relationships right now, so just watch out for that. On the 4th of November, the moon enters its waxing gibbous phase, which is a perfect time to reflect on your progress and any goals you're working towards, especially wellness, relationship and career ones. You may find it useful to write down or voice note your emotions and thoughts right now, refining or developing a new strategy to achieve your ambitions if you have been struggling. Other key themes of the moon phase of waxing gibbous are transformation, organisation, strategizing, looking at the bigger picture and seeking the truth and digging deep. Also, on the 4th of November, the moon leaves its void of course and enters the constellation of Pisces at 1:50 p.m. GMT. The moon in Pisces is allowing for you to become more introverted, and a lot of you may be more preoccupied with your emotional and psychological life right now rather than interested in socializing and anything else that's happening in the external world. This can cause problems in close relationships or in the workplace because people can become more hypersensitive to what they view as an attack on them, criticism and stuff like that, and this can just blow things out of proportion, so watch out for doing that. If you feel like you don't understand by what someone means by what is said, just ask them to repeat it. Also, when the moon's in Pisces, you can miss important details in your work or any projects, or forget to do the things that you promised, like pick the children up. That's a bit extreme, but you get what I mean. So yeah, the Pisces moon is known to make people more neurotic than usual and more susceptible to psychic and subliminal influences, for better or worse. If you cannot stay grounded, it's best to avoid the astral realms right now and all extrasensory perceptive work. But if you can stay alert and you feel alright and balanced, it's perfect time to do all sort of inner work and mystical higher consciousness development. Unhealed emotions in the subconscious mind can drive unstable thoughts and behaviour, so people can just be moving mad than normal because we're all moving kind of crazy. But yeah, doing random things right now. So yeah, but if you are affected by this energy and you feel like down and depressed or unstable in any other way, seek out support or do any self-soothing techniques, or search methods online to make you feel better in healthy ways. The best use of the energy of the moon in the constellation of Pisces is to plan your future and appreciate nature and natural beauty more. Working on creative projects, listening to music or watching films or other media stimulates your artistic side. Do your best to avoid excessive daydreaming and stay realistic in all you do, especially regarding your career and financial matters. Take some time to self-soothe, relax, meditate, make strategic plans for your future. As I said, instead of escaping into drugs, alcohol and any other distraction, because although in the short term we all know short-term pleasure gives us short-term gains and long-term pain. So yeah, but the choice is yours. I'm not the karma police. So yeah. Also, when the moon's in the constellation of Pisces, it's a great time to plant and transplant plants and moving them about into bigger pots and stuff like that, especially leafy crops. Roots can recover quickly right now, and planting your crops during the Pisces moon promotes immense root growth because it's water energy, so yeah. Also on the 4th of November, Mercury makes a sesquiquadrate to Mars, so this adds unpredictability to the day. People can react without thinking. There can be some fiery situations and people gossiping and talking cap and rubbish about others, making things up or telling the truth and spreading business that is not theirs to spread. And people can be highly critical and temperamental right now, and negative thinking can cause anxiety and stress. Although it can be challenging, try not to make rush decisions and take your time to avoid mistakes. The Sun also makes an opposition to the Moon's North Node, so this heightens the risks of conflicts caused by clashes of egos, demanding behaviour and decisive beliefs, which can lead to unstable relationships ending or even good relationships ending. However, this energy of Sun making an opposition to the Moon at its best allows for networking, strengthening or creating influential connections. On the 5th of November, Venus makes an opposition to Uranus, so some of you may meet someone new and be suddenly attracted to them, or an instant connection can happen between you and a co-worker or friend, even if you've never looked at them in that way before. Yet be careful, as this energy can quickly make people fall in and out of love and, well, loving commas, lust in big capital letters. If you are in a toxic or unstable relationship, arguments can just happen, or at worst it can end. There's a lot of energy that is saying that things may end this week, but this is sometimes, even though it's painful to go through endings, sometimes they open us up to new beginnings if we heal from the drama and trauma and just try and move forward. Because although you may be sad right now, this may be actually for the best, especially if the connection was toxic. So it's just best to expect the unexpected in romantic matters right now, and that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. Some of you may have big declarations of love that come out of nowhere because Uranus energy, random events can happen, and Venus is involved. Jupiter also makes a semi-square to the Moon's North Node, which strengthens the possibility of creating new social or business connections. Some may be long-lasting, some not, because Uranus energy today. And negatively, antisocial behaviour, especially a lack of diplomacy and discretion, can cause conflict. Additionally, the Sun makes a Sesquiquadrate to Jupiter, confirming that help may be given by those in authority that can really make you happy right now, or relieve any pressures with your financial, emotional or psychological, spiritual situation. Taking a risk also can pay off in the long run. Jupiter expands everything, so just remember not to get too idealistic and carried away. Keep at least one foot on the ground. Make sure you're following or creating a plan of action, because overconfidence can lead to sloppiness, and this can cause mistakes. Pay attention to the smaller details as well as the bigger picture, and be careful because arguments can happen due to opposing beliefs or lifestyles, or people saying I want something done my way, my beliefs, my philosophy is better, and this can cause emotional upset and people just getting temperamental and just being like, go away, leave me alone. So yeah, that's the 30th of October to the 5th of November. Thanks for tuning in to this weekly holistic daily astrology forecast. Take care. Bye bye.